Yes, today's Friday, the 17th of December, 2021. The key to this thing, friends, good morning all. The key to this thing is persistence. Just keep going. Irrespective of how many days you might miss out from your walk, at some point, you gotta go. As C.T. Fletcher says, it's still your mother effing set. Of course, he don't sanitize it like that. It's still your set. So, look, I think it was day before yesterday. I went to Popeyes and I had a 3-piece chicken, spicy chicken, and guess what? Messed up big time. But you know what? Again, keep on going. You see these fast foods that we eating from all of these outlets? As far as I'm concerned, and based on the little knowledge that I have, I wouldn't say that they're like drugs. I'd say they are drugs. The chemicals that they put inside of these foods that we eating, it has us addicted. They have scientists, right? These people have scientists that conduct taste tests, and they conduct taste tests with certain demographics of people. You know, your age and your race and um, phenotypically, whether you're, black, white, Asian, your culture, and they do all of these tests, and you get hooked to these foods. You get hooked to the smell, you get hooked to the sight of the food, and you even get hooked to the crunch that the food makes when you biting it. Sorry. So, but guess what? You still gotta get up and go. I still gotta get up and go, right? Irrespective of falling down doing that thing. Now, some people will say that, oh, when you call it a relapse, but some people will say, oh, um, if you're doing good or whatever, there's nothing wrong with treating yourself. Now, how I look at morning, sir, yes, sir. How I look at that is that if a person is on crack and they went a couple weeks without a hit, you know I carry them to the former favorite crack spot and say, boy, you know, say, let's say, let's say, fellas, let's say you find a nice girl, right? She got beautiful attitude, beautiful spirit, vice versa, same thing. Ladies, you found a guy, and but they are crack addict. That's a person a crack addict, but you see through the the addiction, and you love the person, um, who they are inside or who you perceive them to be inside. Maybe they treat you well, and you say to yourself, I want to support my baby, so this person stops crack for about 6-7 weeks, and you say, wow, this is so good. And you turn around and say, baby, you done so good. I carry you to your favorite crack spot so you can blaze up. And you carry them You carry them to this spot, and and you go and have some crap. No, that's absurd, right? Or how about them taking upon their own self to go and blaze up and say, well, boy, you know, we're doing so good, so I abstaining from this crack, so I was doing so good, so I decided to treat myself with a couple hits today. That is crazy, right? So that don't make any sense. That's illogical, right? So that's the same way with us on our journey to being our best self, right? No, you gotta relapse. But what I'm saying is looking at yourself and saying, no, I gotta treat myself with a powder donut or a 3-piece chicken. That don't cut it. That's just as crazy, right? That's just as crazy. Don't, no. Again, I go and do what I had to do, or felt I was compelled to do because I didn't have to do it, but falling into the flesh, as they would say, and going having this stuff. But that's an addiction. That's an addiction, straight up. They got us addicted to this shit, right? But the point is, I'm at it again. So I'm out here getting this walking for myself, because you know what? I mean, anything can happen to anybody at any time, but you don't want something to befall you, and you look within yourself and say, you know what? Boy, maybe, just maybe, if I got up off of my ass and did some walking, right? This wouldn't have happened to me, right? Now, let's say you did your best. Let's say you did your best. You put out your best. You were doing real good. And I tried to strike you. Well, you could look and say, well, boy, if I wasn't walking out there that morning, this wouldn't happen to me. Boy, I don't know, that life, right? Personally, if I gotta go, I'd rather go on my feet knowing that I was trying my best than to go on my back. Because guess what? You gotta lay down on your ass for a long time until that trumpet blow, right? So, I tell you, man, do what you gotta do, get out there. Now, another thing is that what I would recommend is, okay, first of all, anyway, what I would recommend is when you start out on this thing, like anything that you're starting out on, you gotta get the best tools, right? You gotta get the best tools. You know, you if you got, let's say you starting out little carpenter work, you need to get the best tools. Let's suppose you can't afford the best tools right away. You see those? Okay, let me just get to this point. If you can only afford a little cheap walking shoe that don't have the craftsmanship put into it to carry you comfortable for a couple of miles walking, right? And for now, you can't really afford that, the expensive pair, right? Get what you can get. But as soon as you can afford a good pair of walking shoes, brushing upward, in, because we dealing with Cayman now, to $200, you get that, right? Now, you investing in yourself, you know. That's what you investing in, right? You might look at, well, wow, 80 something, $180 something, $200, boy, what the hell that money for a pair of shoes, right? Well, I don't know how much for a pair of red bottoms, but I know they cost a couple of dollars, right? Well, I don't know. Maybe red bottoms going out of style now. I don't know. But I guess you can tell I like my red bottoms. But could they put your sex level up to like a different level, you know? I don't know what it is about them red bottoms. I but look, you'll spend on your red bottoms, right? You'll go to a fast food place and buy some food or some drugs for upwards to $8. And I can guarantee you, in many of our cases I heard it, and what you eating, you getting zero nutrition from it, and it's slowly killing you. You add up that money over the course of a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Listen, man, you not got no excuse. You cut down on that bad food, you can buy them shoes. No, again, who wants to put out that kind of money? But we live in Cayman, and that's the way that it is, right? In terms of being less expensive. But, sorry, I can definitely say that the way these shoes are manufactured and the way that they do them, the price does make a difference, right? The price does make a difference. You see? So, that's the way the system works. So, when you get into putting up long walks, like some endurance stuff, look, you want something good on your foot or your feet. but look, I gotta tell you something, man. I would like to believe I have a good pair of shoes on my feet. And I gotta tell you, you see when I getting upwards, brushing upwards to the 6-7 mile stretch, my feet be killing me, right? Now, I'd like to say, well, maybe it's because I got an extra weight on my back too, because I have one big backpack that I be walking with my clothes in it. But this morning, I testing her out without the backpack and seeing how I gotta do, right? Much less if I had, I had nothing decent on my foot, right? So spend that money. When you spend that money, you get a good pair of shoes. I'd say spend that money and get a good pair of shoes quicker than you invest in a fancy schmancy track suit, right? That what I would say. Wow. That's what I would say, right? Well, that's, to me, that's more important, because you walking on them shoes, right? You walking on them shoes, so that's more important, in my opinion, than I find a clean looking track suit. I mean, yeah, you won't be clean, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Because you will get all of these fancy schmancy tights and this and that, and Anyway, let me not run off my boat talk about what you do and what you won't do. But you walking on those shoes, so you want to invest. You investing in yourself, right? You investing in your health. So you might look and say, well, a shoe isn't an investment. It's not an investment. It's not something that bring you, let's say, money or whatever the case may be. But you know what I mean when I say investment. You know exactly what I mean, right? And the returns that you gotta get, physical, mental returns. I'd even go as far as say spiritual returns that you gotta get when you come out there walking, right? It gotta be good. Cause you see when you start walking in the morning or whenever you walk, especially if you walking without distraction, right? It's like you got your brain got that oxygen coming in now, and that pumping the center of your chest pumping, right? He pumping them, that blood and thing round, that like the oil, he pumping that round, man, and pumping that through your body, and nutrients and thing. Look, man, that machine start working, them antennas start opening up to the divine, right? Some people would say the ether, whatever it is, but whoever it is, I know in that book he said he beyond finding out. But then it open up to him. And when that open up, you'll be surprised what kind of revelations you get. Oh, yeah. All kind of perspectives, right? You will get. You see? And once you start walking, it's like this. Everything is mental. So it starts in the mind, right? It's mental. For the physical to manifest, you gotta deal with a mental thing. So once you decide and you use that will, right? You use that will to get up and do what you're capable of doing. Look, the flesh not got no choice but to follow. You use that will and you start going, you get up, body will follow. But you gotta use that will, right? Now, I'm not gonna look and tell anybody that what I'm doing is easy, because it's not, right? To give you an idea, right, based on what's happening with me today, right? It's not practical for me to go to Smith Cove today, to walk to Smith Cove, right? It's not practical, because there are certain things that I gotta do and I just can't do it like that today. So I'm gonna walk actually a little less distance, because my route takes me basically, when I walk from northward, I walk to Smith Cove, and like I say, I catch a little dip, and then I head into town, catch a bus back, or I might call somebody, arrange and they come pick me up or whatever, But today that just not practical. So, and that's like 11 miles total. according to Google. So what I'm gonna do, I'm walking from, I intend now to walk from northward today now to roughly to like what they call it, the kitchen, which is on the roundabout there, just round Prospect area. So according to Google, that's about 5 miles, give or take, somewhere down there. So what I plan to do is walk there and then turn around and walk back. So that'll be like 10 miles. But the thing about it is that I'll be actually robbing myself a mile. But it's better to do that than do anything. And you know what? You know, by the grace of God, later on this evening, if everything goes well and I get through and do what I gotta do, blah, 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 guess what? I can still, later this evening, I can still go out and get that mile in. Right? I'll go to my favorite beach bay, and that would actually be putting another 4 miles on. So, you know, like I said, just do what you gotta do, right? Invest in a good pair of shoes. And when you put on, when you make the step to buy your apparel to get out on that road, right? Psychologically, from you do that, it's got chip in. You got get motivated. You got to get motivated. Now, I bought these shoes to walk in. Now, I'm not gonna say don't walk. Just do not walk in your walking shoes apart from the time that you designate to walk. If something come up and you got to throw them on, no problem, right? I would even say, let's suppose that something happened or whatever the case, you got to walk up the road. Look, put them on, go up the road, because walking is walking. But at the same time, you got to be kind of careful with that too. Because if you do look at your walking shoes as sacred, right? And you just start throwing them anytime on anytime, and let's say there's a fresh looking pair of kicks, as them Americans say, and you decide you got put on your fresh kicks and you got, go here, go there with them, drive in. What will happen, or what's starting to happen, or in my case, right? You lose the value of the shoes in a sense. You're kind of, oh boy, man. Boy, you can see some things. Yo, this brother, I know you can hear how loud that is. Look, this brother just ride past me on a bike that going so loud, right? Loud, I guess you heard it. He inviting the police to him. Now, let's say, boy, a man on the hustling. Yeah. Look, I'm almost certain that a bike that sound like that, I bet you any money, that shit, well, let me not assume, because I'm almost probably, ready to write a story for that person and say, well, not up to date, this and that. But look at it this way. I can still hear that bike. Wow. So, look, this guy going past on this loud bike. Now, if she not full up to speed, he inviting a police to stop him. Because if I were in a police car and I were in the bush somewhere and I was sleeping, that would wake me up. And the heartful part about it, this guy not got on no helmet. I tell you, boy, these fellas not easy. But I tell you, it cracks me up. But I guess a man gotta do what he gotta do still. So I should applaud him for he hustled, because this time morning, play them young boys not doing shit. So I need it. Don't be a whole hypocrite. Man, doing what you gotta do. So, but anyway, you know, yeah, so what happened is you get out here and, what happened is that you start wearing your shoes and in every, and then you don't feel guilty when you look at them in the corner, because you putting them on, going here, going there. But you see, when those shoes become sacred to you, and they become set aside for your purpose, what you gotta do, every time you look on them, they gotta be like a glowing light shining in the corner saying, look, get off your ass and carry me on the road and do some walking. Yeah. If you just have them for walking, you know, and let's say you let's say you did your walk, when you put them in the corner, they gotta be quiet. It's like they gotta go sleep. So when you see them, they gotta be like a old sleeping dog. And he might just look up at you and go back sleep. That's how they gotta be. But you know what you do? Is that you gotta feed him with walks, you see. So when you don't walk, every time you see him, he gotta be, let's go, right? But if you can him here, there, and everywhere, just kind of just, you know, I don't know. I don't know if I'm making any sense. But, yeah, just keep at it, you know. It's not easy, but it's doable, right? I need to write that on Facebook. If I remember that, I gotta write that on Facebook, right? If it's not easy, but it's doable. So, yeah, that just came to me. I know. I sure I'm not the originator of that phrase. You know, I'm sure I'm not the originator, but I gotta put that out there. It's not easy, but it's doable. You know what, shit? I need to go to Vantage or Vintage or whatever they call themselves, and by the grace of the God, next year probably get a nice t-shirt and put that on it. It's not easy, but doable. Or just break it down. Not easy, but doable. Yeah. And put that on my shirt and start walking as a testament. I need to remember that. Not easy, but doable. You know? Yeah. And probably put some fancy schmancy logo, or maybe even get kind of egotistical. Do the Mike Tyson thing, where he take a picture of his face, and he got whatever Iron Mike or King of the Ring, and he got that on a shirt, and he wearing his own brand. Nothing wrong with that. That's what I need to do. Not easy, but doable. Or break it down even further. Difficult, but doable. Something like that. I clean them up and put them out there, man. But anyway, I tell you shit will come to you in the morning. But anyway, friends, that's it. I got anybody who know me, I like to talk plenty. But I know the battery, the Soulphonia, soon they soon kick out. Well, not the battery, but the space for video. So later.